What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trinity Wolf, and welcome back to another amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Day episode, where we had a pretty much Dark Magician Girl trophy tournament. But before we get started with this video, guys, if you are new to the channel, please destroy that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for me, and you hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I upload. And well, without further ado, guys, let's just go on and get into this Dark Magician Girl trophy tournament. So round one was against Mathmech. I believe I did win. I think I won the dice roll up until like round 4, I believe. Yeah, it was like those Neos dice were just just doing me a favor. So as you can see, I started off with a D-Force. It got ashed, and yes, you guys, normally I do not play D-Force in this build, but I wanted to try it out. And also, as you can see, Dominance was also in there. I messed around with the deck a little bit. I'm honestly not going to bother with doing a deck profile with this deck, honestly, just because pretty much by the time you guys see this video, the new FLAMEWINGMAN will be out. So I've already taken the deck apart and, you know, trying to test and create something crazy with the new Infernal Rage FLAMEWINGMAN. But the deck was pretty much the same. I just added D-Force with Dominance, and it was pretty much all I changed. It wasn't nothing too crazy. But yeah, with the new Infernal Rage coming out, I'm trying to figure out how to make it work with this deck, because I know the main thing that people are going to be focusing on right off the bat is just making Shining Neos Wingman. And I already know how easy it's going to be to do that with, you know, using the link monster to search Neos. And then you just make the Flame Wingman, and then he can just cheat out Sunrise. But I'm just like, well, if he can cheat out Sunrise, how many other Elemental Hero Fusion monsters is he going to be able to cheat out? And funny enough, because since, you know, I'll probably do a separate video on that with things that Flame Wingman can cheat out. But as you can see, D-Force with Plasma was just way too much for Mathmech to handle. Untargeted, you know, untargetable field, skill drain. He can't be destroyed by card effects. There was pretty much nothing you're going to be able to do against that. So, game 2, it's kind of funny. I've kind of realized how my Yu-Gi-Oh! Days have been evolving. At first, when I first started this, it was like, oh, I'm going to be pretty much talking over every single game. But lately, it's just been like, you see the gameplay, and I'm just like talking about other shit. That's kind of how they've been evolving slowly. But if you guys like the way it's going, where you're just kind of watching the game and I briefly explain some things while I just talk about other stuff, just feel free to let me know. Or if I really should just go back to explaining every single detail that's going on in the game, or maybe just bring back the single live duels again. I haven't really done that in a while, but the main time I like really did that was like when a game was just very, very interesting. And also if the commentary, well, not commentary, but the comments between each other were, you know, decent and like no kind of language. Not saying like, you know, we cuss at each other or anything at the game shop, but you know, I just want to make sure, you know, everything is like fair and everybody's okay with me recording, just not a lot of people would want the audio, and I couldn't honestly quite remember which individuals would say that, so I'm just like, I'll just better off just not doing any live single duels, just of yet. So, as you can see, as it's my turn, the main problem for me was just trying to get over the dude in the extra monster zone. I don't know why his name is slipping me right now, but you guys already know with my schedule. I mean, this was already obviously done over the weekend, but just how my schedule is, I'm finally recording over this. Well, I mean, you obviously guys don't know what day it is, but I was finally able to record over this. But you know, it gets so late to where, you know, after I work, I'm honestly recording this at like 3 a.m. So if I like sound like or or, just saying stuff stupidly, it's because I'm tired. That's all it is. But I guess, I want to give you guys something. And of course, I appreciate every single one of you with the continued support. We're now at 1,300 subscribers, so that's incredible. Like, I just really love seeing this community grow and grow and grow. And, for any of you new hero players out there, this is probably a very, very good time to be a hero player. The new Infernal FLAMEWINGMAN is just going to do so much for us. It's absolutely incredible. And this is probably going to be the strongest our deck will be until maybe we get a new card honestly, what really sucks is with Droll being in the format. Like, if Droll wasn't really in this format right now, man, this deck would be insane. Like, Droll is like the number one thing that like kills us. Like, it used to be Nibiru. I mean, don't get me wrong, Nibiru can still hurt us pretty badly depending on when they do it. If they don't do it at a right time, like if they do it too early, or pretty much when you've already gotten, not your board established, but like, let's just say you did your Vision Hero package, and you got your Polymerization and your stuff, then you make Sunrise and get your Miracle Fusion, and then they decide to nib, and it's like, well, I've already got my Miracle Fusion. Sunrise wasn't going to stay here long enough anyway. I was going to Wake Up Your Hero, then make DPE, so like, it just really depends. So, but the new FLAMEWINGMAN is just going to really help with all of that. And I haven't really seen anybody messing around with Protection of the Elements. I mean, I know I'm definitely going to play the card at 1. I mean, with Infernal Rage being able to seek the favorite contact for us, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just use Spirit Neos to search for the counter trap now. You know what I'm saying? Or pretty much what I'm thinking about is, sorry. Let me get into this one real quick. Of course, I won the round 1 against Mathmex, and I went on to round 2 against, oh my gosh, Vanquish Soul. Gosh, like see, this is what I was talking about. Like, I'm literally making this deck, and I already forgot what it's called. I'm gonna get back onto the Infernal Rage thing that I'm thinking about, but I want to talk about this game because this Vanquish Soul is a very, very good deck. It's mainly built to fight meta. I'll say that. But against Rogue like me, funny enough, he actually ashed the freaking Infernal Deceiver, which kind of sucked because I was like, man, I think I had the kind of hand to where I would have been able to make Cosmo Neos on him. But it did get ashed, which really sucked because he pretty much just read. It's always funny because they want to read Nebula Neos, but he's usually never the one I bring out anyway. But as you can see, we got our DPE with Wake Up Your Hero on the field. We pop each other, get the Spirit, and then I get the favorite contact. I believe I give him Dark Angel as well. And then he literally just says, yeah, I'll just scoop it up and go to the next game. Does it reach his field? No, it didn't reach his field. I thought I gave him Dark Angel, but he literally just said pass. So he starts off with 3 sets with a Tikaboo, but I start off with a Fusion Destiny. He Bold Drakes my Malicious. I set a card. I use DPE to pop Liquid Soldier and the Tikaboo, and then he just flips over another one, which I'm just like, I don't know why you're doing that. The greatest thing was, I knew I was going to go second when we sided, but I decided to put in Rivalry of the Warlords anyway because I knew if we'd get to a grind game, that card was going to put him to a complete halt. And DPE was pretty much just completely destroying my opponent here with this grind game, and now he's only able to have Fiends on the field, and then I'm able to just go off because my whole deck is just Warriors, and then he just gave it up. Oh, yeah. Round 3, however. Golly, dude. I don't know what it is. I mean, the last Yu-Gi-Oh! Day episode, I got really salty about a tier limit player. And tier limits, I guess, are just coming back, you guys. So please do be aware. I don't know if it just so happens to be my locals now, but because, I mean, the people who are playing tiers are not regulars at my locals. So nobody that's regular at my, I mean, not saying that, you know, y'all know what I mean. The regulars that show up are not playing tier limits. But anytime I get somebody strange, I'm just like, it's like, you smell like you're playing tiers. I smell a lot of salt on you. But, like, I was able to go first. I was able to go crazy and make my board. And then, gosh, man, he just completely just destroys my board. Also, the fact that tier limits just play super poly as well. That just also really sucked. Because, look, I was literally doing everything. I had Wake Up. I had DPE. I've got Spirit. I got my favorite contact. I was just literally doing everything. As you can see, my hand is like freaking huge. I had like 6-7 cards in hand, I think. Neos comes out. I even give him Dark Angel. I was like, man, there's no, like, I'm definitely securing this win. Like, there's just no way. And I'm setting my, I got 3 cards in the back row. DPE comes back. Kaiju's my freaking monster. He didn't Kaiju DPE for some weird reason. But he uses the guy to get my... This was just all bait, by the way, which really sucked. I wish I should have used DPE's effect to pop himself. He goes Foolish Goods here. The minute I saw, like, the Tier Laments monster, I was like, oh my god. So, he activates Planet, and I kind of really wish I saved DPE's effect to blow that up. But it didn't happen. But I just didn't want him... But he had 2 Link 2s on the field. And then once I started seeing all these mills, I'm like, yeah, he's just going to pop off. I have, like, really no other disruptions. I mean, I had my favorite contact, but, you know, making Nebula Neos wasn't really going to do anything. I think I did end up making Nebula Neos, and then I think he actually had a freaking Ash for it. So I couldn't draw any cards. And I think Nebula Neos has to draw the cards to negate. Because I think it's a draw cards up to the number... No, I think it's draw cards up to the number of cards your opponent controls. And then... But it didn't matter. Before I could even favorite contact, Totally Awesome was able to come out. And my board just got completely wrecked. Like, dude, Tier Limits is like the most broken deck in the entire game. Like, I really don't understand what Konami's thinking process was on this. I'm like, let's make a deck that can mill a lot. You know, what other banned cards that mill? Oh, like Grass is Greener. I wonder why that's banned. Because tons of crazy-ass graveyard effects. Okay, well, let's make a deck that's, like, based around that card. Also, they can fusion summon by putting the cards back in the deck so they never deck themselves out. And, even better, let's not even lock them into any kinds of cards or anything. Let's let them be able to fuse, link, XC, synchro. Let's let them do all of that. It should be fine. There's no way in hell it would be unfair. And the fact that the deck is still able to thrive with their best cards being at like 1, and even the Ishizu cards being at like 1 each, the fact that they are still able to thrive is a problem. It was like they only started digging themselves out of the ground once that Kashtira hit came, which is not even crazy enough because Kashtira is still a very, very good deck, but now tier limit players are thinking they have a chance now with Kashtira being hit, because that was pretty much literally their worst matchup with a walking microcosmos. But as you guys can see, I just basically got completely destroyed by tier limits. He had the nib, he had the super poly. I was just nothing I could do. And then in this game, we're playing against oh my gosh, why can't I remember the deck's name? This is Marine Cess, right? Yeah, Marine Cess is the deck where they just make a bunch of freaking Link monsters. I don't really have much to say about this game because my hand was pretty awful. I think it was just a handful of monsters other than that impermanence. Oh yeah, we got a polymerization, I think. I believe that was a polymerization. But honestly, that's always the worst hand, in my opinion, is just having a bunch of monsters with like no spell starter combos or even searchers. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you have the right monsters in your hand, it was a Fusion Destiny. So, I mean, I thought I was pretty good, but Increase was also in my hand, so I used Ferris to pitch Increase. Ferris, I didn't use Ferris's effect. Fusion Destiny got ashed, and that was pretty much the end of the game. I was like, yeah, there's nothing else I can do. Because, I mean, sure, I could go into battle, hit something, and get increase in my spell and trap zone, but I had no other ways to get a body onto the field, so that was pretty much just it. So, the one thing I don't understand is, I know some people are going back to 2 increase, but damn, I can't stand that card, man. I just don't get how I'm playing a 50 card deck, and in this tournament alone, I think I saw increase in my opening hand maybe like 5 times. Like, it's just down to just dumb luck sometimes, where I'm just like, man, if this increase would have been a Shadow Mist, man, we would have popped off. Because there would have been no reason to negate anything other than increase on summon. But yeah, I pretty much just took all that damage there because the one in the extra monster zone was like, like 30 something hundred, but it was just ridiculous. Game 2, he believed I was gonna declare going first because, I'm so tired. I can't even remember his name right now. But he's one of the locals at my card shop. So everybody's been used to me playing first. So then I was like, you can go ahead and start us off. So I guess that's the only advantage of playing with regulars at your locals. Sometimes you can kind of fuck with them mentally, where it's just like they're so used to you playing a certain way, and then one day you just decide to just like flip it on them, and they're just like, oh. So I was able to evenly match here, if you guys saw, but then we were just able to, the evenly match got stopped, but it was like I baited like the one negate I had to deal with, so now I'm just able to just freely pop off and do my thing. And golly, like, hold on a second, I know this is kind of completely random, but like I'm just sitting here laying down, and I just like, excuse for the randomness, but man, my pinky toe cut the shit out of my big toe. That hurt. God damn. Okay, anyway, sorry. God damn, that fucking hurt. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, yeah, I'm just popping off, doing my thing. I honestly can't quite remember what I did in this game. I think I just did like a big setup here. Oh, yeah, I remember this one now. Sorry. I did a big misplay, like, on this. So pretty much the plan was, I already went through my battle phase, so the whole plan was just like, alright, I'm gonna like just wipe his board at the beginning of my turn, and then just, because, he has like one card in hand. And the one small thing I forgot to do was, I'll get to in a second. So as you can see, we have DPE with absolute 0. We have a denier there because I have a mass change face down. No, we used Phoenix to get rid of the field spell first. Malicious is what we're going to have. We also have a mass change face down with an imperm, I believe. So we use DPE's effect to pop ab 0, but I forgot to activate my mass change on Malicious. And then he was pretty much able to just use everything back in his grave that got destroyed and bring him back to the field, because a lot of them had effects to just, when they reached the graveyard, they did things. And I was like, oh my god, I literally had Dark Law right here. I literally said effective DPE, no response, chain mass change, target Malicious, Dark Law comes out, pops this, pops that, and then banishes the whole field. And I even said it, I was like, yeah, that would have been a very crucial part of the game, because like whatever, like 2 cards he would have had in his hand, and plus they only play 1 field spell, so the field spell being banished and not being able to get it back really, really, really hurts. And I was pretty much just screwed here after this. I was able to use Spirit of Neos to kind of just protect myself for just one instance. And by the way, guys, if you guys don't know this ruling with Spirit of Neos, if he activates from your hand to special summon to the field, he still cannot be destroyed by card effects. I mean, not by card effects, sorry. He cannot be destroyed by battle, even if he negated his effects. So, let's say I go activate Spirit of Neos in my hand of special. They go, okay, it hits the field. Its condition is already met to not be able to be destroyed by battle. So now it'll activate to, search for a hero card. I mean, a card that lists a hero or polymerization. Then let's say they decide to play impermanence and target it and negate it. Okay, well, I don't get my search, but it's still unable to be destroyed by battle. It's kind of weird how that kind of does work, because, yeah, sure, its effects are negated, but I guess the condition of the card was met already, so, like, it not being able to be destroyed by battle. I guess they consider, I guess that effect is already established, to where it just can't be destroyed by battle. Even though it's like, oh yeah, but I negated its effects, so how does that work? But yeah, the, judges at my locals confirmed that that's just how it works, because the first condition of the card was already met to where it can't be destroyed by battle. But yeah. I remember this. I was literally trying to fight back, but I just was out of resources when his monster destroyed Wake Up in that, and I had nothing else to summon from the thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But so we did lose twice, but in my round 5, my opponent just never showed up, so they gave me the win on that one, obviously. So that's why you see round 6, top 8. So I think my tiebreakers were just higher than everybody else's, because I won my first 2 rounds. So a lot of people who probably have 2 losses like me probably lost their first and second matches. So me being able to win early on is way better. But as you can see, we're actually playing Marinesis again, and it goes a lot differently than it did the first time. But it didn't start off very well, though. I can't remember what really happened, because as you can see, we have a face down. I think the Stratos being stopped really hurt. But yeah, what's honestly kind of fun, you guys, is I did win this round, however, but I honestly wanted to lose. And the funniest reason is because if I would have lost, I would have pulled, because my opponent actually pulled the collector's rare Stake Your Soul out of the 3 packs I think we had on the side, and I was like, man, if I would have lost, I would have had that Stake Your Soul, because I want to get the collector's rares, but good God, they're expensive right now. But game 2, actually let him go first. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I lost that game 1 terribly, because I didn't think the Stratos getting stopped was going to hurt me as much, but it really did. So we just tried to make a Nebula Neos to draw some cards, and it actually got stopped, and I was like, well, yeah, you got it. I think I remember we had Nibiru in our hand, yeah. And the moment I Nibiru'd actually was very, very crucial. He was only able to set a card and pass, and we start things off with D4 adding Plasma, Stratos Ferris popping off, increase. I think he actually just had nothing, and I was just able to pop off. I think he was just wanting to see if I could get game on board, which, in all reality, it's kind of like, look, if Heroes got Stratos and they resolve Ferris, and you got no disruptions, you're dying. That's all you gotta know. If a hero player is able to pop off, you're dying. So there's, really no reason to. But I guess I can kind of get it, to where you can be kind of maybe having like a poker face, to where maybe you might think like I might short play because like I might be scared of a potential Nibiru or whatever you might have in the back row. But so, I understand maybe not always giving up, but sometimes it's kind of like, I mean, I know we got 45 minutes in the game now, but do you really want to waste too much time? Because you never know how long your other matches might take. And anytime I get in a grind game with one of my opponents, it's always a long one, because you guys already know how well heroes can be in the grind game, especially if we are able to just keep abling to get our resources. But if we're in a situation where we're top decking, that's when we kind of start losing. But this game was kind of funny. However, it was just kind of like regular hero beatdown, and he would let me add and do stuff up until I'm about to go get Polymerization. So like basically he stopped me from getting Polymerization twice. But pretty much when Plasma came out here, I was able to just pretty much just win the game, because it negates, I can't remember what that card was called, but it pretty much, it's skill drain as soon as it hits the board, like, so we were actually able to win. I wish I had it to where he opened up the packs and did the Stake Your Soul, but we are already in top 4 of round 7. This game is actually going to be cut very short, because I honestly did not want this to be like a 40-minute video, but I just set 2 cards past, and then, once I saw he was playing plants, I knew he was playing plants, pops the hell off, and, that was pretty much this game. This one's going to be pretty much cut here short, too, because, I just got my board broken anyway. So, as you can see, we were able to do our stuff, and it's going to be cut pretty much right here, and I was able to pretty much establish this board, trying to just stop as much things as I could, but it was just not going to happen. So here comes the field spell. That field spell is completely dangerous. I honestly really wish I popped DPE. That was probably my number one mistake, was not popping DPE. So, he was just pretty much doing all his other stuff, and then he added some cards, and then he literally said battle phase and end of battle phase, and I got freaking evenly matched. And that was pretty much it, because he made his board and there was just nothing I could do. So, final round. Since I lost that, me and my opponent were playing for 3rd place. So the people to the other side, they're playing for the 1st and 2nd trophies. And, obviously because there's 3 trophies, which is kind of weird. They might need to introduce maybe a 4th place trophy, because a 3rd place is kind of weird. But I guess they're just like, well, while 1st and 2nd are playing, they could be playing for 3rd and all that. But as you can see, I did bad game 1. I think my hand was just bad. Hold on. Yeah, sorry. I went back over for a second. Yeah, it's just like the Ash and the Bestial were just too much. But in this game, I was able to pop off and literally do everything. It was actually a very long fought game, because I think the only reason I didn't die during my opponent's turn was because he banished he pretty much essentially banished a card he needed that would have ended the game. And with that, I was able to pretty much take the win after that. But we'll get to it in a second. But, I'm popping off here. DPE comes out. We draw our cards, pitching cards. We never normal summon, so we get Stratos' effect to search. I think it was Plasma. Yeah, we searched for Plasma. Link them. Distribute them away for Plasma. Make Wake Up. We use DPE. Get Spirit. Get our favorite contact. I don't think he got shuffled back in the deck, because I think Neos was already in the graveyard. Yeah, I was checking the graveyard. He's already there. We set 3. DPE comes back. Start off with I think that was that one rocket card that's just free as fuck. And the Star Liege, or I think whatever it's called, pitching another Star Liege, which is apparently that's just always a Dragon Link players thing, where they always just have 2 of them in their hand. Unfortunately, I didn't have D-Force, so Plasma was pretty much just going to be able to get taken away here in just a second. Actually, I prevented that from happening because when he activated in hand, he targeted Neos. But I put it back in the deck by making Absolute Zero. But then he just tributed over his monster to make it. And then he was able to get rid of my Plasma. And then I had to just DPE pop something, just trying to keep as much stuff off the board as possible. I was like, man, I really did not think Dragon Link would have just been able to just... This deck has never been one to just not be able to just fight through anything. I was like, there's no way I didn't do enough. And my whole board, my whole, strategy just got taken apart trying to stop it, and he was just able to keep going. And I was like, damn, I'm like, there's no way because I was like, okay, I'm trying to keep as many monsters off the field as possible. I'm just trying to... The one thing that did kind of also help was that I did call synchro monsters with D-barrier. So I wasn't able to go into any synchro plays, which probably also really, really helped me that game. See, that's another reason why I just don't like taking DPE off my field, because everybody's playing that Dark Link 2 monster. Because if I get rid of DPE, then they just bring it to their side of the field and then just don't get rid of it, and then I just don't bring nothing back. But as you can see, he banished the wrong card, and this is pretty much what was able to keep me coming back in the game, because, DPE returns, we fusion Destiny into Dangerous with Mist, searching us Liquid. We used Denier's effect since we actually never used it to put Plasma back on top of the deck. And then we searched for Plasma. And then we normal Liquid to get Stratos. And then that was pretty much the game, because he's like, yeah, I just needed to see you get the bodies for Plasma first. And then game 3, this is going to be pretty much wrapping up the video, guys. This was the worst hand I think I've ever seen in my life. So unfortunately, you guys, we did not get the trophy if it wasn't for my hand. Like, I'm telling you, this was like the worst hand ever. I wish I had a glimpse to where I showed it, but it was Aqua Dolphin, Malicious, Increase. Gosh, I just remember me saying, like, this is like the worst hand I think I've ever seen. I think I had Droplet. I think I had Droplet, but I knew it wasn't going to do anything. And then I honestly can't quite remember what as you can see, there goes Aqua Dolphin. We pitch an Increase. It was just so bad. But it was alright. It just wasn't my day to win it. It's okay. We got Nationals coming up. We were going to practice for that, because, we're going to definitely top and win that. With Heroes, nonetheless. Of course, I'm going to be bringing Heroes. I want to play Vanquish Soul, but I always want to take Heroes to Nationals. And, I got to win a YCS with it. And, possibly be... I don't know if there is one. You can please correct me if I'm wrong. But I want to be a world champion with Heroes. Like, gosh, man. Like, that's the dream right there. Just to be the world champion. And then I can brag about it forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, it was a Book of Eclipse. Sorry. I could be able to brag about being a world champion with Heroes forever. And gosh, that's just the dream right there, you guys. But unfortunately, we did not win today. I cannot wait for Infernal Rage to come out. But this is going to be the end of this video, you guys. I appreciate all of you who stick around to the very end. Also, if you're still here and you're new, hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one.